Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Alaska, come on in. Get out of the rain. Come on inside here. It's
Yes,
dry in here.
good idea.
I'm Dave. This is Melissa Fry, Chief Meteorologist. Your gracious host. We made it to a Monday afternoon, which is good, and we got a lot of good news for you.
We do.
So, are you ready, by the way?
Ready.
I'm ready. I'm always checking. Oh, my God, we're about to go in the air. All right, magic on Anchorage's east side. And today's Allgood news story is about some very, very tiny homes, but big enough for wings and fantastic views. How's that for a tease?
Yeah, also pigs take over the streets of a Minnesota town, but they come with a message why people are going hog wild over these colorful swine.
I thought you were going to say pigs fly. And I was like, yes, I love it. But anyway, I hope you had a great weekend. And I got out yesterday because it was beautiful. And,
It was nice, wasn't
and
it?
I thought today I could do the same and not so much.
Not so much. Saturday and Sunday, glorious. They were beautiful.
Oh, yeah, it was
and we are
great
going
weather.
to see more days even nicer than that. But we got to
Yeah.
get through a little rain.
But it's a Monday.
Yeah, it's a Monday,
Yep.
and it is the summer of 2023. So what else should we expect?
All right, thank you, Melissa. Here are four of your top headlines. At 4, a man from Utqiagvik is missing. 70-year-old Craig George has been missing since last week after his raft overturned on Wednesday. People in his rafting party reported him missing on the Chulitna River. They say he was wearing a life vest. Troopers responded on foot from mile 182 of the park's highway. One friend called George a respected scientist who was known for his work with whales, according to a social media post. And a 31-year-old woman has been sentenced on criminally negligent homicide charges and driving under the influence. Haley Bennett was given 6 years and 180 days with 4 years and 177 days suspended. In September of 2020, Bennett killed 2 pedestrians, 43-year-old Joanna Luke and 59-year-old Deborah Nelson. The women were crossing 32nd and A Street against a light when Bennett hit them. She tested positive for alcohol and had traces of methamphetamine in her system. And the Ruby Princess is on its way to Alaska. That's the Princess cruise ship that was damaged when it hit a San Francisco dock last week. The Coast Guard cleared the ship for travel yesterday. The 10-day cruise has been cut back to 7 days, and passengers were given the option to a refund if they decided not to go. Princess also offered a partial refund for passengers that stayed on board. And 2 people were arrested on drug charges after a traffic stop along the Stewart Highway. The 2 were driving slow in the fast lane and had expired tags on their car, according to Alaska State Troopers. The officers suspected they were trafficking drugs. A search of the car turned up about $15,000 worth of meth and fentanyl. 29-year-old Odd Zara Edrosa and 45-year-old Cash Christensen were arrested and charged with misconduct involving controlled substances. Well, he's been blind most of his life, and that didn't stop him from becoming a musician, a lawyer, a lawmaker, and a loving husband. The Hawaiian man who has spent more than half a century with the woman he adores. That's up next.
Thursday into Friday morning looking pretty sweet.
Again, a great day to call in sick for your summer. Stay with your kids. It's all about the kids.
There you go.
All right. Thank you so much, Melissa. All right. Taking a little hard turn here. James Lewis has died. Now, he served time for extortion way back in 1982. Lewis sent Johnson & Johnson a letter demanding $1 million payout to stop the poisoning of Tylenol. Now, you may or may not remember 7 people were killed in the Chicago area because of poison over-the-counter medication. Lewis was found yesterday at his home in Cambridge. He was 76 years old. No one has ever been charged in the killings. Medicines now come in tamper-resistant packaging because of that. All right, guiding the way, some colorful landmarks in Minnesota have more to say than oink. How these pigs are complimenting businesses. That's up next.
You're watching Alaska's news source.
Yeah, welcome back, everybody. Melissa, just in case you didn't know, this is Alaska, and we're known for wildlife,
Of
right?
course.
Yeah, and if you can't find it, we even have bear statues around downtown Anchorage.
Yes, they are pretty cool, but in Minnesota's farm country, they're known for pigs. John Lauritsen takes us to Fairmont for the specially painted pig statues.
Martin County is pork capital of the state.
It's a sense of pride 10 miles from the Iowa border. And if you don't believe in the power of pigs, just take a stroll through downtown Fairmont.
What do we have up here? This is a pork in the road, not a fork in the road.
I like that.
A
Pork in the road. Now, don't be surprised. We're going to use that.
Businessman Jeff Rouse is used to bad pork puns. He's one of the people behind this pig invasion.
Garbo, that's my pig, was the first one in the county.
As in famous actress Greta Garbo. About a year and a half ago, Jeff and others got the idea to put 400-pound concrete pigs in front of businesses as a way to promote the stores, the pork industry, and local artists.
We knew from the beginning this would be popular and people would like it. However, when we started seeing the artwork that was done on these hogs, they took it to another level.
20 Martin County artists painted the swine to represent the businesses they stand in front of.
What do you like best about this one, Hudson?
Even though these pigs don't make a sound,
Think it's the Opera House?
Yes.
they still speak volumes.
It turned out pretty good, actually. It's whoever painted it did an amazing job.
Noe Juarez runs Allgood Mexican restaurant.
And your pig's name is Chuleta?
Yeah,
What does that mean?
that's pork chop in Spanish.
Half a block away from Noe's restaurant is the Opera House.
Our pig's name is Nicholas. For a long time, the Fairmont Opera House was known as the Nicholas Theater.
Their pig is decorated in performing arts and has a Phantom of the Opera mask.
For us, it's kind of a mascot. You know, it's this quiet representation of not just the county, but who we are that'll sit out in front of the facility for as long as they last.
And every few months, new pigs are born.
David Hasselhog is one of 20 pigs in downtown Fairmont and one of more than 70 pigs now on display in Martin County.
That's the thing. This started in Fairmont, but spread to other communities in Martin County, including the little town of Tremont.
We had no idea that it would grow into what it is today.
I like this one.
It's a county that loves their pigs.
I feel like it adds something different to see and look at.
The only disappointment is that these will never turn into bacon.
People are taking road trips to Martin County to take the tour of the pigs. The county is going hog wild. It's like incredible.
He did it.
He did it.
He
Hog
made us
wild.
both go, ha ha, pun, hog wild. No, those are cool, right?
They're really cool.
And anything to get people downtown, and that's
It's
it's a great deal. Yeah.
Yeah, like our bears here, and the artwork really is quite nice.
Yeah, this is really cool. And,
Creative.
they got really, really creative. And they're 400 pounds, so if you're gonna like do a stupid college thing of steal them, you
Not
gotta
gonna
work for it. You gotta work for it. Each pig, by the way, has a QR code so people can learn more about the statue and the business it represents.
And the plan is to have 101 of them in the county there by the end of the year.
And my question, and you guys too, why 101?
Why 101?
We don't know. That's Dalmatians, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Not pigs.
Yeah.
All right. Comparing an old dilemma with a fight over a new tech. Christopher Nolan, the writer and director.
You're watching Alaska's news source.
This just into the newsroom. The Seward Highway is closed in both directions in Indian near the Turnagain Armpit Barbecue Restaurant for a crash with injuries. Anchorage police ask that you avoid that area. And a mean prank to pull on anyone, but
CNN, Savannah, Georgia.
I'm Dave Allgood. Coming up, we're going to meet
Anne Hazelton. Dave, do you believe in fairies?
I don't know.
Well, you will after I've read this poem.
Well, fantastic. And maybe you will too. That's coming up on today's All Good News.
Source.
Hello, everybody. You know, if you build it, they will come. You've heard of that. You see, there's a place just off the main path in Russian Jack Park here in Anchorage where magic can be found and fairies abound.
So we hear a group here spearheaded by Barbara Brown has built homes for fairies. Now there's no HOA. The only requirement for residents, well, they have to have wings, of course. And I hear, too, a little mischief.
Yes. Just off the main trail here in Russian Jack Park is a little dirt path of magic, but you have to open up your mind and look closely, maybe spin around and then look down on the ground, and there they are.
It's not so very, very far away.
So near, people pass by, not knowing that just feet away.
There's a little wood with moss in it and beetles, and a little stream that quietly runs through. You wouldn't think they'd dare to come merrymaking there. Well, they do.
They being fairies because some caring humans thought our forest-flying friends needed a place to rest their wings. Look closely. There are seashells so they can sit a spell. Oh, and I just happened upon a bit of Irish magic. This lady, Anne Hazelton, searching and staring at the tiny abodes, reminiscing.
When we grew up, we had we had no things to play with. We lived on a farm, and what we did was outside.
And she and her siblings searched the Irish countryside for, you guessed it, fairies.
We went down the garden, we called it the Stack Garden, to the bottom to find the fairies that were at the bottom of the garden.
And as much as they searched...
we never actually saw them, but we were convinced that we saw where they had been, because the grass was flat in places. Now, in hindsight, I think my mother flattened it when we were at school, but nonetheless, it was very real to us at the time.
Because as kids, we use it, our imagination.
And to be able to escape into this world was a wonderful place to go, all inside our heads, requiring nothing, toys, people, nothing. We were just able to go there when we wanted.
Suspending reality for just a moment, picturing mythical creatures enjoying a moment in their handmade homes.
Did you know that they could sit upon the moonbeams and pick a little star to make a fan?
A fairy home companion is just a thought away in our imagination. So a stroll and a spin down fairy lane, is it a magical moment?
Oh, absolutely. A lovely memory, yes.
In the end, this is nothing but a fairy tale about a fairy trail. And with that, I bid you in all good news, fare thee well.
That is awesome.
She was great, right?
Yes, fun to hear her perspective all the way in Ireland and now right here in Anchorage.
Yeah, and just a FYI, there's a lot of mosquitoes out there. Those weren't fairies, but they had wings.
Yes, maybe the fairies ride on their backs.
Yeah. They giddy up. Big thanks to my new Irish friend there, Ann Hazelton, who I just happened to be the only other person on the trail. I just met her, and she told me that story, so it worked out really good. So, and that's a collaboration, by the way, those fairy homes, with the Anchorage Museum's Seed Lab and the Anchorage Parks and Recs Department.
So if you want to see the houses right there, Russian Jack Park, that's off of DeBar, just look down. And this is a big one. You have to believe in a little magic to see those fairy homes.
You gotta believe, Anyway, fun story. All right, here's Nora O'Donnell with what's coming up at the top of the hour, and a warning to our light-sensitive viewers, there are flashes in this video coming up.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, our new series, The Age of AI. It kicks off tonight. Tonight, how artificial intelligence is taking movie magic to a whole new level. That's all coming up on the CBS Evening News.
It's All Good with Dave Allgood on Alaska's news source is sponsored by Alaskan family-owned and operated Continental Auto Group, serving Alaskans since 1971.
If you believe...
he just looks so dejected. I can't even rob a bank, a nail salon.
Come on.
I know.
Like, what?
And the raccoons.
I know.
By the way, raccoons do love boating. I've seen them with little captain's hats.
Oh, yeah, apparently. And I wonder if they can swim. Taking a look at our conditions outside. Again, we are still seeing some rain showers out there tonight, and we'll see it in and out tomorrow, still staying on the cool side.